The ocean covers 70% of our planet, yet we have explored less than 5% of it. We have better maps of Mars than the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, was monitoring the Pacific Ocean with an array of hydrophones. These underwater microphones were designed to detect Soviet submarines during the Cold War, but after the fall of the Soviet Union, NOAA repurposed them for scientific research. What they recorded that summer changed everything. A sound, but not just any sound. An ultra-low frequency noise so powerful that it was detected by sensors over 5,000 kilometers apart. That is the distance from New York to London. They called it the bloop. The frequency profile suggested it came from an animal, but the amplitude, the sheer volume. If it was biological, the creature that made it would have to be far larger than the blue whale, the largest animal ever known to have existed on Earth. For years, the bloop was the #1 piece of evidence cited by cryptozoologists and marine biologists who believed there were undiscovered massive creatures in the deep. NOAA eventually attributed the sound to icequakes, large icebergs cracking and carving. Case closed. Except for one problem. The bloop was recorded in the Pacific Ocean, south of the equator, in the summer. There should not have been enough ice anywhere near the hydrophones to produce an icequake of that magnitude. To this day, the true source of the bloop remains unproven. In 1986, a diver named Kihachiro Aratake was exploring the waters off the coast of Yonaguni, the southernmost of the Ryukyu Islands in Japan. Just 25 meters below the surface, he found something that should not exist. A massive stone structure, terraces, steps, right angles, pillars. It looked like an ancient temple complex, a pyramid carved into the bedrock. The Yonaguni Monument, as it came to be known, spans over 50 meters in length and rises 20 meters from the sea floor. The main structure features what appear to be perfectly flat platforms, staircases carved into the rock, and channels that look like drainage systems. If this formation is natural, the geometry is so precise that some of the world's leading geologists remain divided. If it is man-made, it would predate every known civilization by several thousand years. Some researchers, including Professor Masaaki Kimura of the University of the Ryukyus, believe it is the ruins of a lost Pacific civilization that existed during the last ice age, when sea levels were much lower and this area was above water. The Japanese government has refused to classify it as a cultural heritage site. The debate has now raged for nearly 40 years. Natural erosion, or the lost city of a forgotten people. In the summer of 2011, a Swedish diving team called Ocean X was searching the floor of the Baltic Sea. They were looking for shipwrecks, old trading vessels, World War II wrecks, anything valuable. What their sonar picked up instead stopped them cold. A circular object, 60 meters in diameter, sitting on the seafloor at a depth of 85 meters. The sonar image showed something that looked mechanical. It had what appeared to be ramps leading up to it, staircases, right-angle corridors. The dive team nicknamed it the Millennium Falcon. When divers went down to investigate, strange things started happening. Their electronic equipment malfunctioned, cameras died, satellite phones went silent. Every time they got close to the object, something interfered with their gear. They took samples of the rock. One sample appeared to be a metallic alloy that scientists later said should not exist naturally on the ocean floor. The team ran out of funding before they could mount a full investigation. The Baltic Sea anomaly is still down there, 85 meters under the surface, waiting for someone with the resources to finally explain what it is. The Mariana Trench, the deepest place on Earth, nearly 11 kilometers straight down. The pressure at the bottom is over 1,000 times what we experience at sea level. It is an environment so hostile that only a handful of manned missions have ever reached it. And it is not silent, not even close. In 2016, scientists from the NOAA and the US Coast Guard deployed titanium-encased hydrophones into the trench. They wanted to establish a baseline for ambient noise in the deepest part of the ocean. What they heard instead was a persistent metallic scraping sound that lasted for weeks. It was unlike anything they had ever recorded before. Not biological. The pattern was too mechanical, not geological. No known tectonic activity produces this kind of signature, and not man-made. No submarine or surface vessel could produce a sound that sustained for weeks at a time. They called it the Western Pacific Bio-twang, though that name suggests it is biological and no one is actually sure what it is. Researchers deployed the hydrophones 3 separate times across 2 years. Every time, the sound came back. It had a rhythm, a pattern. Something at the bottom of the world is making noise, and we have no idea what it is. In 1995, divers off the coast of Amami Oshima in southern Japan stumbled upon something haunting on the ocean floor. Intricate geometric patterns carved into the sand. Perfect circles with radiating ridges, some stretching more than 2 meters across. They were so precise, so mathematically perfect, that they looked like alien crop circles. Underwater crop circles. They appeared overnight. And to make things even stranger, no one ever saw what made them. For almost 20 years, these mysterious sand sculptures remained one of the ocean's most baffling unsolved mysteries. Then, in 2011, a Japanese underwater photographer named Yoji Ukata finally captured the creator on film. A tiny pufferfish, no more than 5 inches long. This small fish, unnoticed for decades, creates these massive intricate mandalas by flapping its single fin tirelessly in the sand for 7 days straight. The ridges and valleys of the pattern help channel water flow toward the center where the female lays her eggs. The male spends an entire week on a single sculpture, and when he is done, he abandons it forever and starts a new one. One of the smallest creatures in the ocean creates one of its most breathtaking mysteries. And for nearly 20 years, we had no idea. We have explored more of space than our own ocean. The Mariana Trench has been visited by humans fewer times than the surface of the moon. What else is down there in the darkness? What sounds are still being recorded that we cannot explain? What structures are still waiting to be discovered? The ocean is not just the final frontier on Earth, it is the most mysterious one. If you want more mysteries from the deep, subscribe to Top 5 Tales and turn on notifications. We explore the unknown so you do not have to.